Hello, Alex. So nice to actually meet you by Zoom.
Hello, Kate. Nice to finally meet you too.
I am delighted that we're actually saying hello because, nothing could be nearer to my heart than cats and dogs, and that I think that's probably true for an awful lot of Australians. So I'm looking forward to having a chat. So, Alex, you're from Paws and Claws, and you're being licked to death by Chaplin there.
I am being licked to death by Chaplin here. This is Chaplin.
Oh, Chaplin, how old are you?
He is 12
Hmm.
and biggest sook you'll ever meet. He's got a heart of gold. He is dumber than a bag of rocks, as is his breed. But he is amazing. He's good with the fosters. He's great with the foster dogs. He's tolerant of the foster kitties because they usually, he thinks they're going to beat him up, so he's a little scared. But
Well,
he
cats can be terrifying, can't they?
can be, especially when you're Chaplin. Yes.
When we got our dog over here, the older cats, they were like 12 or 13 at that point, used to jump from the bench onto the back of the dog to terrify her. And that
Oh,
did terrify.
that's a bit rude. Yeah. These guys will be playing and he'll be sleeping in his bed, and because he can't hear too well because of his age,
Hmm.
they scare him out of a sound sleep, which of course is just the ultimate sin. How could you?
Oh, well, okay, let's go there. First of all, I'd just like to tell anybody that's listening or watching in, Paws and Claws, we contacted you a few weeks ago, I think, and you've had your first injection of pre-loved mats, which was fabulous from Humankind down in South Australia. And
Yes.
it was so good talking to you, and you were so enthusiastic. So that's why we're actually interviewing you to have a chat about to you because you're so passionate about what you do. So, um,
Yes. All things
yeah,
animal.
yeah, animals, animals, animals. So, can you tell us a little bit about Paws and Claws adoptions?
So Paws and Claws is a small animal rescue based in South Australia. We started in 2012. We've been going. I've been there for the past 7 or so years, I think now. I started as a foster carer when I lived in Murray Bridge. I moved down closer to the city, closer to Adelaide, instead of the country. And a year after that or so, became a foster care support worker. So we were sort of like case managers. Um, the support workers handle the vet bookings and things like that for the carers. We answer questions, for people that might not be used to having foster animals and things like that. And we just support the carer and the animal while they're on their way to get adopted. And then I got on the committee board 2-3 years ago. And for the past year or two, I've been the fundraising and event coordinator for Paws and Claws. So
Wow.
rapid
Okay.
relation.
So
That's my Paws and Claws.
I had a little explore on the back ends of Paws and Claws, and it looks like it's a pretty well established organization. How long has it been going for now?
Yeah, so we started in 2012. Wade Masters has been our president since about 2014 and is revoted in every year. He's absolutely amazing at what he does. He has some very strong values about the animals. It is all about what is in the best interest. And to that extent, for example, we don't count ourselves as a no-kill shelter. We go by vet advice and behavioralist advice and things like that. And we try to always keep in mind the best interest of the animal. And if that means that the vet thinks that they might have a good chance with something a bit more expensive, we'll try to fundraise and do what we can to help out and things like that. And if he thinks the animal is terminal or something like that, we won't make them and force them do tons and tons of treatment just because we think that's what we should do. So that seems to be the values. He's very strong also on making sure our vet bills are paid on time. Um, we can spend we spend quite a few thousand a week in vet bills, and that would be a lot more without our partner vets that we have that offer us discounts and advice. We wouldn't be where we are today without our partner vets. They're amazing. And we are slowly but surely expanding everywhere. So I'm one of the more sort of northerners for Adelaide. So I'm up near Gawler. We've got people as far south as Aldinga. We've reached to the country in Murray Bridge. We just have a vast range, and we're getting lots and lots of new vets, new partners, new carers. We have a couple hundred volunteers, foster carers. Currently, we've got about 140 active ones. And yeah, they take in the animals and keep them until they're vetted. So desexed, microchip, vaccinated, flea, wormed, all that. And then we try to find them the best home that we can through our, social media and stuff like that.
That's quite phenomenal. 140 people, did you say, that are taking?
Yeah, so we actually have had regularly as many animals as, say, the AWL in the local area, and we run on 1% of the budget because of the foster homes.
1%.
1% of the budget.
Oh, wow. One of the things that you told me that you do to make money is run a doga session every year.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, the
I know,
doga session.
yeah,
they are
we're a yoga organization, and the reason, let me just be really clear, that yoga organizations are talking to Paws and Claws adoption is because yoga is all about being of service. So, there's absolutely no point getting healthy, happy, and strong if you're not going to be useful in the world. So, that's what we're all doing as yoga teachers, and those that are involved with us follow that same kind of moral concept around what we're doing with our yoga practice. So, when you said that you run doga once a year, I'd love you to explain a little more about it, because not everybody knows what doga is.
Oh, doga is great. So doga is a combination of dog yoga. The basic premise is you come in, it's an hour-long session, 45 minutes is actual yoga. But basically you come in, we have one or two yoga instructors that volunteer their time to come in, and they come in to run these sessions, and we introduce the puppies. So whatever puppies we have in care that are safe, so in other words, they've had at least one vaccination 2 weeks ago to make sure that they're safe to be out in an enclosed area, we let absolutely just run amok. So we've been having it at a gymnasium at a primary school that one of our carers is friends with the principal there, and she's very supportive. So she'll let us have the gymnasium for an afternoon on a Saturday. You come in, you buy your ticket, you come in, bring a mat, sit down, and we let the puppies just go wherever they want to go. So while you're getting yoga instructed and you're on the ground and you're whatever, puppies will come up and get kisses and cuddles, and they steal your socks. And it is an absolute riot. Everybody just has the best time. The kids love it. The older people love it. If you're, we've had people in wheelchairs and stuff like that, and that's fine, because we, the puppies may migrate to places where there aren't people. So it's our job. We just go grab a puppy and throw one in your lap. So there's plenty of cuddles, plenty of kisses. And the best part is a lot of them have resulted in adoptions, because people just absolutely fall in love with the pup. And the pup might not be ready so much for adoption as, they're not old enough to be desexed and things like that. But if, you put in a query and things like that, when the time comes, we'll advertise, and you can say, hey, I met, Fluffy at Doga, are they available? And we've had quite a few adoptions out of it as well, which has just been great. So the fundraising is beautiful. It makes a good hit to the bank for us with that, and people are pretty pleased with what they get for it. So we've had Channel 7 News come out to the last one that we had. We've had requests for Doga, things like that. So it is very popular, and I would encourage more rescues to do it. We've done a kitten version as well, which is popular and cute. But of course, people love having cute puppies just absolutely annihilate them. There's nothing quite like it.
It's a total frontal attack, isn't it, with puppies?
It really is.
And they just will climb on top of you. I know up here we have goat yoga as well, in New South Wales. Have you ever done goat yoga by any chance?
No, but I am keen.
They're, like puppies just lick you to death. They tunnel under you. They disrupt every pose you ever do. But with goat yoga, they climb on top of you. So if you do a down dog, they see that as a personal challenge to just go for it.
And of course, they are so sure-footed. They just Oh, I would. Okay, yeah, no, I would buy a ticket to that.
It's just really, really important. I don't know how you feel about it, but and I'd be really interested to know what your uptake on adoptions is as a result. But we all saw it in COVID. There was an uptake of puppies and pets like nothing on earth. And I think, COVID aside, whole other story, but people are really isolated, sad,
Yeah,
sore,
yeah,
sorry. An
we
animal is therapy.
yeah, we saw a massive uptick during COVID. So we would rehome about 800 to 900 a year. And that first solid year of COVID, we were in the 1200s of people getting pets and things like that. And it probably helped quite a few people because it just gave them something, a purpose instead of just staying home, because that really hit a lot of people very hard, not being able to go out and things like that. Since then, we're about 1,000, so we intake about 1,000 animals a year, and do the best we can for them for rehoming. Currently, the housing crisis and things like that post COVID have made things rather difficult for us, with a lot of people unfortunately having to surrender their pets and things like that, and adoptions being a bit slower because they're getting kicked out of their homes, or the prices are going up, and of course the new place doesn't allow pets, so they can't have them. It's been difficult. We've been trying to work. I know in South Australia they've changed the legislation that you can't actually discriminate against somebody with a pet. We all try to do we can. I personally have a rental property, and I tell my land agent on the sly that if they have a large dog, I'd rather have somebody that, because it just means the dog's not going to be homeless. And currently, I think there's like 2 staffies at the place at mine, and it's beautiful. But yeah, so COVID was amazing, and a lot of the animals that were placed during COVID still have great homes. They've been readjusting as well when mom and dad go back to work. But it was great to see a lot of people actually go, no, you know what? Actually, cats are great. And we've had a couple repeat people come back and say, I got a cat from you during 2021, 22, and I think they might want a friend. So it's really helped. It did. It was a great uptick for people that were upset and depressed to actually put their energy into that. It was lovely to see.
Just think it's a paradigm shift going on now too, other than COVID. Like people are like, I think Qantas is now allowing care animals in the cabin, which is amazing. What a great
Wonderful.
thing. Thumbs up to Qantas for doing that. And it's also, we've had the not New South Wales, New York Declaration on Animal Intelligence come out in the last few weeks, which is about time. Like anybody that thinks that animals don't have emotions and intelligence just doesn't know any animals, frankly.
Yeah.
But it's taken a long time for humans to talk about this upfront and out there without being accused of being woo-woo or a soft heart or anthropomorphizing or any of the other things that get thrown at people that understand the important role of animals and us as animals, and etc etc. Like it's a big change that's going through.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. It's they're doing a lot of they're actually redoing the Dog and Cat Management Act in South Australia currently. And we've been involved with helping with petitions and the certain things that we want, including not just domestic pets, wild pets, livestock, and things like that. We're all kind of on the same page. An animal is an animal, and you're right; they absolutely do have their own feelings, their own emotions, their own comfort zones. And if you can make them comfortable, why wouldn't you? It just doesn't make sense. So yeah, it's good to see that the legislation and the laws are finally starting to sort of at least acknowledge what we've been saying all along.
I wonder, one of the things that I tech as a yoga teacher, as somebody healing professions, is, trauma is coming up for elect right now. Everybody in yoga talks about trauma aware yoga, and every single organization and health professions, whether it be allied health or complementary or whatever, they're all talking about trauma-informed practice. They're all talking about culturally safe space. They're all talking about this understanding we need to work within the perimeters of people's trauma. So that's true, really, really true. So if we work with that understanding that that's what we're here to do, that we're about releasing trauma, and we've had thousands and thousands of years of rape and pillaging each other. Are we actually evolving? Is this a good sign? Are we getting to the point now we can start to work beyond our traumatic reactions to life? And I'm saying this because I think animals are so wonderful for trauma, like as care animals have such a big role because they're not human. And so therefore they're safe for a lot of people who've been through,
Yes,
as we
absolutely.
have, through trauma. Yeah. So is that what's going on? Or are we just getting to the point where we're actually truly enlightened and we actually understand that we're part of the animal kingdom and that we have a responsibility towards animals? What's your thought?
I think the more enlightened of us are, the ones that actually can see beyond their own noses are. I do know that there's some people that just don't seem to have a concept of that still, but I think that number is lessening than it was, and people are actually starting to be like, oh, actually, and there's studies coming out of animals that most people don't even think of, like how intelligent an octopus is, for example. They're crazy smart, like they're probably smarter than most people in this room, and they they have their own logic.
Surely not.
They're not, and it's
Well, I can't turn pink, orange, and green. Can you? I don't know. That's pretty clever.
I'm a very bad chameleon as well as an octopus. So yes, I can't do. Yeah, it's amazing the kind of stuff that they're coming up with, and the fact that these studies are being funded so that people can study them shows that there is a movement, because where your money goes is what people are thinking about, and just having these studies is showing that yes, there is some money being involved in this, which is it's great news. It's a great start. We've got a long way to go, but we're certainly not going backwards, which is wonderful to see.
We're not going backwards, are we? Like that's my question. Like there's a lot of money, there's bifurcation going on in awareness, isn't like, because at the same time we're throwing money at biodiversity, trying to establish a marine reserve, trying to do a whole lot of positive things, stop animal cruelty all over the place. At the same time, we're bringing down habitat across the hills behind me. They're pulling greater habitat at the rate of knots, so there's a whole lot of ignorance still, but it being humanity, we still have to work to try and bring everybody onto the page, to try and lift up the understanding of what's really important on this planet, and to try and get us all to the point where we're actually taking responsibility, where we're actually custodians, where we're actually stewards, and understand that, because, in the way that we think here at LovEarth and the way that we think in our yoga community, is that that's the highest form of humanity, to be a true custodian. So if you're understanding the absolute importance of every little mosquito, fly, and and bat, then you're actually there. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's good to see even just simple things like the movement of stop being so scared of spiders, and and that got me. I've been saving spiders now for a few years because they are actually really important to the ecosystem, and you need to realize that. And it's not their fault they're a spider.
And it's also, it behooves us as humans who, I'm sure that we've got ancestral terror of spiders, because spiders can kill you. We have to overcome that and make the safe space for ourselves, and also create space for spiders. So like there's all that. We just have a long way to go yet. So it's pretty exciting. Wow, we're all on this journey together.
It's so good.
So yeah,
and it's minded folks, and get the word out like you're doing, and just supporting each other, which is just fantastic. The yoga mats that you donated, it's getting cold here down especially in South Australia. We get that little Antarctic wind over us, and we've gotten quite a few puppies in and things like that, and we're starting to divvy them out, to just give them an extra choice for a warm bed, or put it underneath their warm bed. It's just, and that's just something maybe small, but it makes a big difference in one life. It's fantastic to see.
Well, we're trying to leverage what we do here. It's not just about us giving you pre-loved mats, or not us in this case, humankind, yoga studio, Ben, etc. giving you yoga mats, it's about trying to understand the bigger picture. And, you know, like I think probably maturity is that, isn't it? It's lifting up and lifting up until you can see the big picture. So we hope that we'll be able to give you a lot more yoga mats, because we're now working really strongly with Recycle Smart down in South Australia, and they curbside collect all the yoga mats that people want to ditch instead of sending
Okay.
them to into
Land.
landfill. So
Yep.
up here in Sydney, we've already collected, I don't know, well over 150 mats from them, but that will take off now in Adelaide. I don't know who amongst you knows about Recycle Smart, but really look them up. They're
Yes,
incredible.
we've gotten I've had some contact with them. I've just done like an email or two back and forth with them. They do a great job.
Amazing. Yeah.
They do some great stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and we've interviewed them too, so people can research what we're blabbering on about here. So want to go
Yeah.
to our podcast or to our YouTube and find out what Recycle Smart is up to. That would be great as well. Wow. Well, thank you. I think I have a feeling you and I could talk for several hours, but we won't carry on because we have to pay respect to our listeners. So thank you so much for jumping on a Sunday on a long weekend and having a chat. And I guess that defines passion for what we all do. Hey,
Oh, it's a daily thing, but yeah, we all do what we can. If
yeah,
everybody puts in 1%, that's 100%.
I love that idea. Thank you. Put in that 1% people. Yeah.
100%. That's right.
Yeah. So thank you very, very much, Alex, for being part of it. Yeah.
No worries. Thank you so much, Cate. Have a great day.
And you too.